Hi, this video will be me rambling on about starting my whole workshop and my video adventure, and it might not be interesting to some of you, so skip it if you're not into the whole rambling part, but I thought it is a part of the struggle from starting, so why not just share it with you guys, and some might find it interesting. Um, I'm kind of struggling with that. I want to make a lot of nice things, but I don't want video content to be becoming my main thing that I'm doing. So I'm trying to find out a way how I can integrate video making without it becoming the main thing I'm doing. Um, so yeah, watch it if you like it. Don't watch it if you're just in the making stuff. And I will be hopefully making those in the future.
Hello everyone, I'm back with my leaky mill. I haven't really tried to make a new video up to this point because it was just too hard to make one on my old laptop. Making the old MMX video that I did for Martin was asking a lot of effort because of the editing time that went into it, and I didn't really want to do that again. Till the point that we decided to get a new workstation in my workshop. I normally have a pretty strong workstation, but I often build them myself, and for some reason the last time I went for a gaming laptop, and of course the company behind it, which used to be great, decided to be bought over by another big company, and now their service is really bad. And of course, just out of warranty, my laptop died and there was nothing they could do about it, just buy a new main board with everything on it for 1300 euros. And yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So for me, it's back to building my own PCs where I can just replace parts that are destroyed or get warranty on them. This already helped me, as a CPU that I got was a dead on arrival, and I could just buy a new one and send the defective one for a refund. Case modding used to be a big hobby of mine, so of course I needed to do something like that again. I even 3D designed and printed some parts for it. Like this AM3 to AM4 adapter for my old CPU water block. Or this thing to mount a drain valve in the bottom of my case without drilling new holes. So now that I have some more processing power, I finally don't feel myself limited anymore to try and make videos, as I don't have to face those days anymore where I need to record like 5 times before I get a glitch-free recording, or that the program is crashing every 5 minutes or so. Or when watching the preview, it felt more like a slideshow than an actual video. But all the positive reactions that I got after the MMX video really motivated me to dig into this. So yeah, I want to give this a try, but bear in mind that I'm just starting off and I have kind of no idea what I'm doing. I already figured out that having some absolutely boring content like me trying to fix this leaky milk problem is pretty handy when you just want to talk about a few things. Now, I do have a few challenges in making videos. One of them is that I often don't think what I'm doing is really interesting to share about. So I don't really take the time at the start to film it. And by the time I'm halfway, I'm starting to discover that it might be actually pretty interesting to share. And then I can't really make a video about it as I don't have any video content about how I started. So I want to try to take video making a little bit more serious. I want to try and start filming a lot more projects from the start, and then I can always delete the videos at the end when I don't think it's interesting enough, but not be in the situation where I think it might be interesting at the end, but I didn't start recording from the start. I can always delete video at the end, but I cannot make video afterwards. And another challenge that I have with myself is I want to do things perfect. So often when I start a project, I'm not always 100% sure that this project is going to be a happy ending. And because of that, I don't start filming it until I'm at a point that I know like this is gonna work. This is fine. But then again, I'm missing the content of the whole building process towards the end. And to my surprise, a few people online reacted on this and said that I should be making videos about the progress towards something and not just make a video about a finished project. And thinking about it, when I look at other YouTubers, this is also the thing that interests me the most. People that are struggling to get something done. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to do that here too, I think. This is already the third version of this video, as I was trying to figure out how to make a comprehensive video, but I just discovered I don't have enough content to really make it interesting. So here are a few examples. When I was in Sweden, a guy asked me if I could take a look at his multi-tool, and beside resoldering a few parts that were flapping about in the casing, I also found out that it still didn't run really nice, and I wanted to try and figure out why that was. I was guessing it was windings that were broken, and I started to dig in how you can measure those windings and how you can actually resolder those windings. And it turned out to be a little bit of a fabrication error, but I found out how to measure the wires, how to resolder them, and I even made it a little bit more proper fabricated now by adding epoxy on the correct places on the windings. And I was like, this would have been a really, really nice video. But now I don't have any video content about it. So I cannot show you what was exactly broken and how I resoldered it. And I cannot let you listen to the sound that it made, what made me think like, there's still a lot wrong in here. And I also cannot let you listen to the sound when it was repaired and the difference that it made. So this is what I want to try and fix. I want to make some projects really filmed from the start. To give a few more examples, I made this face milling tool adapter without making a lot of content about it. This is the only thing that I have. And I'm trying to dig into hardening and tempering of steel, and I'm modifying this furnace with a time and temperature control. I've been repairing this old ultrasonic cleaner. I found a sketch online about the transistor that was most likely defective. I replaced it and now it works again. And for some other projects, I decided to try and figure out how to make my own tar from wood. But here again, I didn't find it that interesting at first, so I did not make much content about it. But then it started working, and I was getting excited, and I wanted to share my findings with people, how you can use charcoal for an airtight seal with just household items, and how much you get out of it, how hot it needs to be. I had a few failures where it burned. But when I figured it out, it was already too late to make a video about it. Anyway, we're back in my workshop with my leaking mill. By the way, I don't think I'm the first one having this oil problem. Somebody used rope around the axle in an attempt to prevent oil creeping forward over the axle. But in my experience, this didn't solve the problem any bit, so I removed it. I know now that I can edit videos pretty well, and I think this was just a heads up video that I'm still alive and trying to figure stuff out, see how much time it takes, and learn a little bit about making good videos. What made the first one so good and this one so bad, actually. And I think I have a pretty clear view now what I want to do and how I want to do it. Now I can share already a little bit about what my next big project is going to be about. And just like people hinted me to do, I'm gonna film the whole process and see where I end, and not just make a movie about a finished product. So the way I work is I want to do 50% work for other people and other businesses, but I want to do 50% work for my own projects. And the next project that I really want to start off is making trick boxes with all kind of locking elements in them. Though I learn a lot about physics by reading up on it, I mostly learn the best by experimenting with it myself. I want to feel it, I want to see it, I want to believe it. And this is also what broadens my horizon of thinking in solutions and finding creative way to solve a problem. So I was searching for a way how I can combine my curiosity in experimenting with things while also making something of value that I can also share with other people. And at some point I came across trick boxes and I was really like, wow, this is it. This is something that I can make and experiment with while also sharing it with other people because it's much more easier to understand. And I also think that this is something that's really interesting to maybe get a group around on internet about people that are interested in these kind of lock making, development, solving videos, and maybe even some people that have great ideas on how to solve certain obstacles that I might find. Back to the mail, I found in a manual something about how full you need to fill this oil bath. And you need to unscrew the screw and fill it till it runs out. So the level will be around here. What I did was I filled it with the screw in and the level would be around here. So I think there is nothing wrong with the machine itself. I think I just overfilled it and it's getting rid of all the excessive oil. So this is me removing this screw number 5. I've already done this earlier and there came a lot of oil out of it. But following the manual, there shouldn't be running oil out of it. The level should be below this hole. The first few runs I still had a bunch of oil coming out, but it started to get less. And now a week later, it's almost gone. So it's still running wet inside. The gears are wet, but it doesn't leak as much as it used to. So I guess this is leaky mill problem solved. This is really important for me as I want to do hardwood milling, and if you get oil on it you get stains, it doesn't look nice, and it most likely will also make processing it much harder. Well, that's it. I'm excited to start this new adventure.